Hey there, it's Matt, and welcome back to my channel talking about UPS working as a package handler as a side hustle from a normal day job. So I haven't made a video in uh, I think over a week at this point, and it's been a very busy time. Hopefully, at this point, everybody's had a great Christmas, and the those of you who are working at UPS, we've kind of eclipsed um, the end of the major part of peak season. At my hub, there are still some extra routes going and that sort of thing, but the hours cut back drastically right after Christmas. So we were coming in about 1 a.m. regularly between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and working 6 days a week instead of five. And then this week here, which is between Christmas and New Year's, today is actually Friday, December 29th of 2023. And so this week, between Christmas and New Year's, first of all, I didn't work Tuesday. They only needed a small number of people to work that day, so I chose not to work. And then I've worked Wednesday, and then we'll work tomorrow. So Wednesday through Saturday, and have come in at 4:30, 4:45 each day. So significantly shorter hours, and and only working 4 days this week because of the holiday, but it'll go back to the normal schedule of working 5 days a week at relatively normal, roughly 4 hours a day, which is very cool. Uh, Personally, my experience going through peak season was that it was a lot for me, and I mentioned this in previous videos, but peak season is great if being a package handler is your job, your primary job, because then during peak season you get extra hours, you make extra money. Um, but doing it as a side hustle, peak season was very, very hard. I mentioned in a previous video that I took advantage of some of the uh, work flexibility options at my primary employer during peak season to either work from home or take some vacation time, that sort of thing, from my day job, so that I could make peak season work a little easier. But working two jobs that are 8-hour shifts, one of them being an extremely physical job as a UPS package handler. I say extremely physical, that might be overstating it, but a very physical job. That was just a lot on me physically, so I was going to work at UPS, going to work at my primary job, and then pretty much going home, going to bed. So I did not enjoy peak season. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the people. I still enjoy UPS as an organization for the most part. There's positives and negatives about every employer, but I do like working at UPS. And for the peak season being kind of what it it is okay. I am very, very much looking forward to to the schedule being back to normal. So I'm curious to hear from any of the others who watch these if your hub has slowed down. I assume, and I've seen some comments that a lot of the hubs have slowed down substantially. Presumably, they'll do some like layoffs or get rid of seasonal staff, that sort of thing. There was a few in my hub. There's some preloaders that had become seasonal drivers for UPS during peak season, and so those people will be coming back to preload, and that means that there's even fewer spots for preload as the number of routes goes down. Some of those drivers, seasonal drivers, come back to preload, and and then obviously the volume goes down substantially. So the biggest thing that I notice, and people asked about a lot that I talked to during peak season, is, man, I bet you guys are just super busy during peak season. And from a volume standpoint, we are busy, but for the most part during peak season, I still loaded 3 trucks. There was a few days where I loaded 4 and one that I kind of loaded 4.5. Sharing one with someone, but in general, I loaded 3 trucks, and trucks can only have a certain number of pieces of packages on them. And so what we did during peak season was loaded the same, or roughly the same amount of packages for each individual preloader over the course of like 7 or 8 hours. Whereas now, this week has felt very busy and very much more physically demanding, because I'm only there for, let's say, 4 hours, and I'm, for the most part, still loading about the same amount of volume onto my trucks. So if I had a regular package truck that had 400 pieces on it during peak season, this week it's still been between 350 and 400 pieces. So it's just instead of all those pieces coming over the course of 7 hours, they're coming over the course of 4 hours. So getting back into the swing of quite a quicker pace here this week has been good. I enjoy that. Again, part of, if you haven't seen all of my videos, part of why I'm doing this is to have also like a kind of very physical sort of morning workout feel to my mornings, and being able to sort of get paid with this side hustle opportunity to do some physical work in the morning, since my full-time job is mostly sitting at a computer. So anyway, with that said, that's kind of my sort of wrap up here for the end of the season. We will definitely go back from getting paychecks that are, in the range of $1,000 a week, back to paychecks that are in the range of $400 or so a week, which will be quite an adjustment for some people. As a side hustle, again, it's just kind of all extra money on top of your normal income, so that's not a problem, and I very, very much welcome the lower hours. So curious to hear what your experiences have been like, if you were either seasonal or a normal part-time package handler this season. What kind of experiences are you having now that Christmas has passed, and presumably volumes dropping off pretty substantially, and what are your plans for the future? I am certainly still planning to stay at UPS. I was not doing this job seasonally. I did start in the middle of October, so it was kind of getting into the peak season time frame, but I am looking to do this longer term, and we'll keep updating you on how that goes. I am going to do kind of a year-end wrap-up of some of the totals of what I experienced in terms of pay for the time that I spent here in 2023 in terms of weight loss, because I have definitely lost some weight over that period of time and that sort of thing, but I'll do that in a separate video. So thanks for watching, and we'll check in with you again soon.